It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's weekly media roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden. The show, 5:45 live on deck tonight. We'll break down all the budget referendum talks as the voters at large strike down the FY15 budget for the municipality of Brattleboro. We'll also talk about the latest from construction on the I-91 bridge, including some serious delays last week. And we'll get to that big security breach on the internet. The Heartbleed bug will get you all the details and how that affects you here in little old Brattleboro. We'll also get some more exciting internet news about the launch of BCTV's brand new website, all that and more. I'm going to do it in 15 minutes or less, so stick with us right here on 545 Live.
All those in favor, please rise. You may be seated. All those opposed, please rise. You may be seated. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have adopted the budget as set forth in Article 19.
Welcome back to this April 25th, 2014 edition of 545 Live. I'm Roland Boyden, tonight's host. I'll be taking you through the next 15 minutes as we get set for another edition of BCTV's weekly media roundup. And with that, we'll launch into the stories. Controversy continues to swirl around Brattleboro's FY15 budget, as last week's budget referendum saw area voters at large reject the town's proposed budget by a wide margin, a move that'll force the select board, along with town administrators, to go back to the drawing board, as it were, preparing a new budget in time for a special representative town meeting part 2, or return of the town meeting, or revenge of the town meeting. It's slated to be held in late May or early June. Now, a petition from a group of town meeting reps sent the town's municipal budget back to the voters at large, even after it was approved at representative town meeting. The vote took place in this very 230 Main Street Municipal Center this past Thursday. And hardworking BCTV volunteer Maria Dominguez was on hand to gather clips, interviews, the results with Town Clerk Annette Cappy, as well as some comments from Town Manager Patrick Moreland. Let's take a look.
Oh, they've got the voter turnout? Okay. So here are the results of the vote. The referendum on Article 19. Yes, 478. No, 771.
The one thing which is a challenge with the Australian ballot system is it doesn't really give you clear feedback other than the budget was voted down. So the board will need to decide what the next budget is going to look like that we take to special representative town meeting. That could include a change to the police and fire facility, or it might not.
You can find that full budget referendum voting day highlights video. It's about 11 minutes, jam-packed with content from hardworking BCTV volunteer Maria Dominguez. It's all streaming at your leisure in both standard and high definition at BrattleboroTV.org. Now, speaking of the budget referendum, the Select Board held a special meeting this Tuesday to talk about moving forward with the budget. Something Select Board Chair David Gardenstein was none too happy, you could say, to have to bring back before the viewers.
It's very hard to determine exactly where the police fire facility project is going to go right now. Anybody who would say that we can correct the structural and the life safety issues at the three facilities for $5 million deceives themselves, because the work to determine what we can buy with $5 million has not yet been done.
Those are comments from Select Board Chair David Gardenstein at a special Select Board meeting held to discuss moving forward with the budget. That full meeting can be viewed at BrattleboroTV.org, where the Brattleboro Select Board has its own series page. We'll get back to that more in a moment. But first, as the town looks ahead on the budget, items like the proposed skate park could be on the chopping block. Now, funding for the skate park is going to be done entirely through private donations, but as delays continue and the resiting process moves forward slowly, Chair David Gardenstein made some comments about potential costs to the town beyond the construction that would be raised privately.
A town that can't afford to do core emergency services infrastructure work and core capital infrastructure work for emergency services certainly isn't a town that can afford other capital expansions. So at this point, although I think that the skate park committee, siting committee, can continue doing its work looking for a new site, I don't think that there's any reasonable possibility that we can consider expanding our capital infrastructure by adding a new skate park facility in town.
Moving on worldwide, shocking news 2 weeks ago that a bug discovered in internet security would allow access to accounts ranging from email, Facebook to online banking has been a troublesome topic for news headlines everywhere. For more on the Heartbleed bug, we're going to turn to our in-house tech specialist, Adam Hinckley. He's also the often co-host of this here 545 Live, and he's standing by in BCTV's Technology Central. That's our edit room on the second floor of our 230 Main Street Municipal Center offices. He's been putting together all the information he can on the Heartbleed bug and how it affects us all here on a local level as well. Adam, we've put you up in the split screen here, so I guess you're just waiting for me to finish talking, so I'll do that. I'll turn it over to you. Break it down for us on this here Heartbleed bug.
In local news as well as national news, there's a flaw in the security of 2/3 of the internet. This flaw is called Heartbleed, and it was put into a web developing system called OpenSSL, which most of the internet uses for its security. It's hard to explain, so we'll just let this guy do it.
All right, let's roll it.
Heartbleed has the potential to be one of the biggest, most widespread vulnerabilities in the history of the modern internet. At the root of Heartbleed is encryption. Think of encryption like a secret language between two people. The internet has a set of protocols for security and encryption commonly known as security sockets layers and its successor, transport layer security. The most common implementation of SSL and TLS is a set of open source tools known as OpenSSL. OpenSSL runs on 66% of the internet. So even though you may not know what it looks like or what it even means, you probably interact with it on a daily basis. So what would happen if OpenSSL had a flaw? What if those secret keys you shared with the server were suddenly accessible by somebody else? And what if this flaw was completely undetectable? That's Heartbleed. It's a vulnerability that's designed in such a way that with enough time and enough energy, lots of information can be accessed by somebody and you and the server you talk to would have no idea. Change your password. It's that simple.
Moving on, we'll do a little traffic news. This I-91 was closed last week as construction officials reported that the bridge was leaning slightly. Now this caused a major traffic jam that lasted several hours, with one person commenting off the record that they were in traffic going from Putney to Exit 3 and it took over 2 hours. Now we'll break it down with some footage that we've been compiling of the construction project as it's moved forward with the I-91 bridge. This will include a look at the Tout.com footage report from Reformer reporter Howard Weiss-Tisman, who has been uploading to the Reformer's Tout.com channel, tout.com/BratReformer. We put it all together. Let's take a look.
Interstate 91 between exit 1 and 3 in Brattleboro was closed late Saturday night because the bridge that is being worked on over the West River was leaning slightly into the existing bridge. The highway was closed down, causing major traffic jams as traffic was directed through town.
Moving on, time for some big news right here at home at BCTV, as this week we've launched a brand new website. For that, we're going to go back into the split screen here so we can take a look at some of the details. This website project, 2 years in the making, includes a complete revamping of our video on demand service, which will now allow for some high-level linking between programs, new ways of sharing. It'll even include components like a partner page, which will allow area organizations and individuals individuals around Brattleboro to set up their own pages linking to a variety of content in many ways. For more, you can head to BrattleboroTV.org to check it out for yourself. Heck, you can even sign up as a member. You can get a login to the website, start making your own shows, adding your own comments. It's all possible now. Again, BrattleboroTV.org. Moving on, no one does it better than the kids at BUHS TV. That is when it comes to weather anyway, and just about everything else. They are so good at it, in fact, it'd be futile to try and compete with their performance. It's the lack of our own weather program here. Although the scriptwriter of this particular segment, one Adam Hinckley, is wanting me to note that it's not because we're lazy that we don't have our own weather program. Anyway, let's turn it over to those very students. Take it away, guys.
Tomorrow it's going to be rainy and sad with a high of 54 and a low of 36. And then on Sunday it's going to be very angry with a cloud and a high of 56 and a low of 35. That's all I have for you today. Back to the desk.
Hey there folks, Adam Hinckley here again. You can tell by my sweet lower third right there. Movie magic. Anyway, Roland's been working here longer than I have, but I've been working way longer than him. In spirit. Anyway, even though I have a superior rank, I still let him do the calendar each week. Over to you, Roland.
And with that, we'll launch into this Thursday, April 24th through Sunday, the 27th edition of the calendar here. It's a jam-packed Saturday, as you can see here on the 26th. So that's where we'll launch right in. As prescription drug abuse continues to rise in the state of Vermont, old expired medications still languishing in medicine cabinets pose an additional threat, especially to teens and preteens looking to experiment, looking for drugs in their own home. So much in the same way that you might lock up your alcohol cabinet at home, it's good to lock up your medications as well. And if they're expired, it's time to get rid of them. How do you do that safely? Well, you can utilize Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. There's another installment of it. It's this Saturday, the 26th as well. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with drop-off locations all around Windham County. The ones for Brattleboro are at the Vermont State Police Barracks out on Marlborough Road in West B, and in the very 230 Main Street Municipal Center that BCTV is also housed in, just across from Brat PD Dispatch. Now, for more on how to send these expired medications on their way, get them out of your house so they no longer pose a threat, we spoke with the Brattleboro Area Prevention Coalition Project Manager Cassandra Holloway a little bit about Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. That's where we're going to start our spotlight video.
We really care about it in our own community because we have a high misuse of prescription drugs among our youth, and we want to make sure that we take away any temptation. Much like locking your alcohol cabinet, we want to make sure people are securing the drugs that they have, but also getting rid of any that they don't need.
And while we're talking about the Prevention Coalition, Cassandra, along with BUHS's Above the Influence Club, will be hosting a community conversation on preventing teen prescription drug misuse. That's this coming Tuesday, April 29th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the BUHS Multi-Purpose Room, which is on the side of the school over by the track and the gymnasium. And this conversation is for teens, parents, adult mentors, and concerned community members. And get this, dinner is included. So there'll be plenty of reasons to head out and check out that event. Again, that's going to be this coming Tuesday, April 29th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Multi-Purpose Room at BUHS. That does it for another edition of 545 Live here. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, we'll be back next week for another full edition of 545 Live. We'll also return Thursday at youtube.com/Brattleboro TV and BrattleboroTV.org to get you another edition of that calendar as well. But in the meantime, enjoy BCTV's brand new website, all at BrattleboroTV.org. Take a gander at the bevy of local programming available to stream in both standard and high definition at your leisure. Again, BrattleboroTV.org. All right, that does it for me. I'm headed out to enjoy the weekend myself, as can you. So thanks for giving us as much time as you have to enjoy 545 Live here. In the meantime, thanks for watching.